All right. I'm live again. Cool. Let's get started. So recently I made a few changes last night, and I've got everything working. So I fixed the whole pipeline thing and the synchronization by just playing around with the pipeline. Apparently, there are a few layout transitions that happen like under in background under the hood, which are driven by these two or three descriptions, right? So the first one is the attachment, the render path description, which instructs the frame buffer transition, initial transition and final transition. I'm not quite sure when does this happen, but I just set it to be a color attachment at the beginning. It doesn't seem to be any different when setting it to general or undefined. So the next is the subpass color reference. Setting this to be a color attachment then screwed up everything, and now instead we are not getting any error from the validation layers. And what happens is that setting this to general probably doesn't trigger any transition, which leaves the image, the frame buffer attachment image, as it is. And the way it is that at the beginning it is in an undefined state, which will then get transitioned to be a shader read-only optimal within this call, which makes it ready for fragment shader. And in the subsequent draw calls, which will execute this stuff, what happens is that there is an image barrier that will make a transition from the shader read only to a color attachment, in the stages from the fragment shader to the color attachment output, which means that there is a synchronization from when the fragment shader has been computed to the stage where it needs to write it back to the frame buffer. So by that time it will get transitioned to be ready to be written as a frame buffer attachment, color attachment. And so that's it. What happens is that at this point we get something that reads the frame buffer current state. Yeah, that's just it, and blends the brush tip with what's in the background, which is black right now. But we can also trigger a clear attachment, at least for the first time. So we might do that right now, which is Let's create a boolean cleared, which is set to false by default. And what happens is that if it's not in a cleared state, we will just perform a clear of the color attachment, so we will get a clear color behavior. Right, the creation. Not really. This will get compiled, so that's not how it would be intended to work. But what I could do is that I can do this very hacky, dirty job where I'm gonna create the command once and draw and make the draw with the command stroke clear enabled, right? And then perform another creation where the stroke dot cleared, well, actually I could do that directly here, where I set the cleared to be true, so that gets executed at least once. And then when I recreate the command buffer, we get a black a blue background instead of a black one. Well, actually it's not blue, it's green, is it? Yeah, RGB, that is green. Cool. So we get a green canvas and why is that almost black? Okay, let's do one simple thing, which is we want to update the brush color on the fly, and also I want to increase the angle. Okay, this is it. What? Fuckers. Okay. So I wanted to enlarge the rate at which the angle changes, because we could better see each sample individually, but at this point I just wanted to change the color GLM ABS of theta of X, right? And the same applies for the red on the Y. This should get us changing color while it is rotating. Yes. Okay. It's very smooth. I like it. Okay. Now let's back to the fragment shader and set the brush flow to an even lower value, and let's see what changes. It's not blending the way I would have expected. So given the background, what if get the background should get us right, not even compiling the shader. This is what I miss from OpenGL. I could do a runtime compilation, but I don't really want to spend any time on something that's not on a priority right now. So I probably need to get a very, very low value. Okay. Now we are getting an interesting effect here, where we can see the blending in action. It's currently just a normal blending. Yeah, we can enjoy it better by changing this command. So the fill command on the to screen gets its UBO created, and when does the update happen? That probably happens in the application creation, right? So where does the command get created? Is it here? Command filler. The command filler actually happens in here, which is, it's not the filler but rather the screen, and here it gets the UBO updated, and I want to be an identity of GLM mat for, so we get it to be full screen. And enjoy our blending that is running at 60 frames per second, which might be because of the vertical sync of the screen. It looks quite nice actually, yeah. And I don't currently see anything weird with the blending and with any rasterization ordering. Okay, now that was running on the Intel. What I want to try now is to run that on the NVIDIA graphic card and see if the behavior is the same. So let's get that on the GTX 1080. And that does not work. So what's wrong? Let's see. Creates swap chain called with not supported. So it is complaining for other stuff. All right. The image color space must match the format color space members. Image format and image color space. Create swap chain format, right? So let's get back to the main initialization and see what's going on in the swap chain creation. It is complaining about the color space. So what are the available options here? As RGB nonlinear, which is the one that I'm currently using. and the RGBA. With a not supported image format. So that is not supported. Image format and image color space must match the format and color respectively of one of the surface formats returned. Get device surface formats. Device get. So what is get physical device surface get? So it's physical device dot get surface format chronos, right? Get surface format. Let's move back to here and debug. Supported formats are BGRA. What the hell? Why BGRA? Well, apparently it likes that format, so fair enough. I'm gonna change that to B8, G8, BGRA as norm, U norm. BGRA U norm. Okay, and get that copied across here. Same thing applies. Same thing applies here as well. And this should get it out of the way. Let's see if there's any other reason it would complain about anything. There is something else. And what is it? So there is a validation error without even getting us a message. Where did this happen? Again, in the create swap chain. What is going on here? Okay, so it is not even sampled anymore, so we don't care about this. But B8, G8, R8, A8, U norm, when here is exactly like that. As RGB non-linear. We get exactly that non-linear. As RGB non-linear. So what's wrong, dude? And once again, let's get back in history. When everything used to work. Let's go back to the beginning of the time. And see. Or maybe I can see it better from here. So changes, view history. Let's get back in time, open this pipeline. Where do we get the swap chain created? Where does the swap chain get created here? So it's uniform, it's RGB nonlinear. I don't know, looks like everything is still the same. But for some reason it is complaining. Because why not? Right? B8, G8, R8, A8, B8, G8, R8, A8, UNORM, so RGB nonlinear. Surface, min image count, car attachment, sharing mode is exclusive, 0, null pointer, identity, opaque. Let's see if the usage flag changes anything. So validation failed, that is the error. Validation failed X error. The fuck? So result is error validation failed. Create swap chain. But what is the message? Create swap chain. Super weird. Let's see if we can run it through RenderDoc. What? Why did it even run on the other one? Weird. Not expected to be like that. So let me check. This is running on the GTX and that is complaining about something. But why? That happens on resize. But it did not happen earlier, right? Because there's also another call to that function. So I suspect the first time everything is fine. Yes, it is in fact. And then it complains about something. Maybe maybe I need to first get rid of the currently active object. Okay, so let's start by releasing the swap chain and see if that works. Which doesn't. Anyway, let's do something else and avoid the resizing, right? That would get rid of the problem whatsoever. I mean, it's still there, but we don't need to deal with it right now. And that also means that when we resize, everything gets compromised. But it's not the focus right now. So that seems to be working pretty well. No errors are given from the validation layers, and looks pretty nice. Let's see if we can get rid of any limitation. How do I remove? How do I remove in Vulkan the vsync? You could realize that by fans. Okay. So the problem is in the fact that we are waiting for the swap chain to complete. But instead, how can we do much more work, right? Here in the application logic, we could get this update logic here and perform that hundred times, let's say. Wait for fans. No, don't need to wait for the fans. Let's see what happens. Actually, I'm quite curious to see fences. Wait for all of them. Stood vector of vk unique fan vk unique fans off screen stroke fences. Submit that. Fences dot push the newly created fence. and here get the stroke fence dot back, not in place back, just where's the back? Come on. Okay, we get those, and here an array proxy. Can I just submit the whole array? Stroke fences. Nope. How can I do that? Okay, I've got so I must create a unique array and a reference for them. Good. So the unique array gets track and destroys the object, while this one is just the proxy for the Vulkan object itself. Cool. Will this work? Let's see. So we are going to draw many of them at a time, but clearly the performance are not optimal, and that is because that is because is already in use and it's not marked. So what? The command buffer is in the queue for multiple submits. Right. So I submitted the command multiple times, but instead I probably need to create 100 commands instead of using the same one 100 of times. Right, we'll do this soon. As soon as I come back. All right. Submit, and it gets that right. Command buffers. Okay, so instead of a single command, we will get this factor of strokes. Here we get the first one and use it to clear. Command stroke clear. So this one only clears the render target. We don't need this filler. So let's do this. Void clear render target. And here we clear the render target. Even better. Okay, this is even better, so we can just clear that. And now it's time to create the command buffers, the real ones. For int e from 0 to 100. The strokes dot resize to 100. Okay, and this is going to be that size. So we can just reference strokes I and create it. Now, time to update and generate the fences. Well, maybe not all of those fences. We only need one fence. Yeah, I can just work with a single fence. So again, BK unique fence. Strokes fences, no need to submit much. Stroke fence. And we can move this out of the way. Here we need to update the values for the commands. I mean the yeah, the UBO for each command. So this is it. Okay, everything gets updated. And at this point, I can also create a vector of VK command buffer. Commands is the command. So we have a flat array of commands which will get passed over here. Commands dot data and commands dot size, right? We get all of them stroke fences, get all of them down through the pipeline, the queue, and we should hopefully get them executed. In a reasonable order. Let's see what happens. Okay. What is going on? Commands. Yeah, sure, of course. Can't simply do this. Strokes command. There are going to be command buffers. Going to be
Cosa stai facendo? La devi piantare di farsti cazzo di streaming, non ti caga nessuno.
They're going to be command buffers. No. Che cazzo fai?
Cioè non hai preparato niente da mangiare. In più che ieri sera sono stata su un'ora a preparare tutte le cose. Ti ho detto fai le piadine, che c'è già l'erba. Guarda che ore sono.
Ma dai! Ma perché? Sta roba viene registrata.
Sì, ma ti ho detto che cacchio ti guarda.
Non lo so.
Allora smettila di fare ste cose.
Ma guarda, qua c'era un view.
Quanta gente, quanta, mamma mia.
2.
È qualcuno che ci capita per sbaglio. Quindi smettila.
Ma mica lo faccio per quello, lo faccio perché intanto sto lavorando. Ti pare? Almeno non. Sapendo che c'è gente che mi guarda, non sto su Facebook. Aia!
Dai, vai a fare le piadine.
Ma che piedine?
Come no? Avevi detto di sì?
Tu mi hai detto come si fanno le piedine?
No, ti ho detto, abbiamo già l'erba, fai le piadine, sì.
Non dire tutti che mangiamo l'erba.
Ma ancora sei in diretta, basta.
Sì.
Non è vero.
No, non è vero. Vedi la lucina rossa?
Qui, tanto sei piena di lucine rosse te.
Qua, vedi? Streaming.
Scusa, fai anche vedere che dietro c'hai l'erba?
Ah,
A seccare,
dai!
Polizia, polizia!
Ma che. Vabbè, allora mi fumo il prezzemolo.
Eh?
Ecco.
Oh cazzo. Amore, perché fai cadere il ciuccio?
Ma cosa fai? Aiuto. Ah. Ma cosa fa? Ma dorme questo? Ah. Mm. Cosa fai tu? Cosa guardi? Mm? Cosa guardi? Cipollino. Opla. Mi aiuti un po'? Mm.
Certo, però visto che non si chiamano chiamati in comune e che vogliono che stiamo in casa, potrebbero pure portarci qualcosa da mangiare. Cioè, soltanto la Sebastiana si sta sbagliando.